This meeting is being recorded. Zoom and a weird mess. There's obviously some legal thing.
Some legal thing. There's a minute there you're going to have to edit, and I hate putting work. I hate putting work on you, Tommy, making you edit stuff.
At the beginning's fine. It's when you have to go through it to find where Spud has said CUNT.
Or has ripped apart some spiritual movement and left it in rubble.
Some big buzzer needs to be applied.
I was saying to you just before we were recording that there's this funny thing in occultism, occult learning, occult books. Well, two funny things, and I didn't know one of them until you told me there about 5 or 10 minutes ago. That so many books aren't, in my view, I wouldn't class them as books anymore because they're just transcriptions that are typed and made into a book. For me, that's not a book. Okay, but maybe we'll come back to that. But the second one then is that, like, in almost all literature and fiction, plagiarism is really, really bad. Mm-hmm. But in occultism, it's grand.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't it mad?
It seems to be
totally accepted.
I suppose is. Let me see. Plagiarism is though taking the exact something from a book and putting it in another book, isn't it? Though, like
okay. Let me maybe qualify it a bit then.
Okay.
So, with most say books, if you write about say for example, you want to write about 3-to-1 process, integral 3-to-1 process, or binding, same thing.
Yeah,
it's exactly the same thing, different names, done a little bit differently, but you can write about both of them in a book by just saying what they are, and that's all you need to do in occult writing. Whereas in like other proper writing, like you'd need to research, footnotes, permission. You get me?
Yeah.
But occultism, people don't really give a shit.
Yeah, but that's a new age too. But I suppose you're not writing academically though, right? Is that the excuse? Is that the reason that you don't have to?
That must be it. But God, shouldn't there be standards?
Oh, but like, Jesus Christ, that's the whole thing. It's always thrown at the new, particularly at the new age. So you're allowed to say literally anything you want. Yeah. Absolutely anything you want.
You are,
and apart from, you're not allowed to say you can cure cancer. That's it. You're not allowed to say that. That's against the law. And you will get done for it. Because a few kind of healers have said that and are imprisoned because of it. I've seen, I can't remember now offhand, some documentaries about it anywhere. You know, you'll go on retreats and they won't exactly say it, but, you know, under literature or whatever, but when you ring them up or whatever, they say it and they got caught.
No way.
And, you know, and that feeds the conspiracy that, you know, it's been cured and you're not allowed to say it. And blah.
But isn't that such a weird thing? Because cancer is reproduction of bad cells, isn't it? But like, there's so many different types of cancer that can you actually call cancer one thing?
Well, we do, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, that they're all very, very different. They're based on a kind of rudimentary or fundamental process that makes
exactly. Like, so lung cancer and maybe prostate cancer, they start from the same thing of bad cells. What do you call it? Reproducing.
Duplicating.
But the fact that it latches onto your prostate or your sorry.
Your
something
that.
or something latching onto your tongue or lungs or whatever. Like, isn't that the thing that you should be kind of curing rather than, I don't know. I'm talking about arse. Don't mind me.
Just go back to the stuff though. Because I read 2 Duncan Barford books this week, and I have to say for both the Baptist Head ones and Duncan's books, he always does the sites, everything. Literally, you know, it's the
he's great.
The Baptist Head stuff now, all the URLs are they're not there anymore because it's whatever 15-year-old book at this point. But even in his new one, he's all the references and all that, and you do see that. Kingsley, of course, does it, but he's somewhat calling. Well, the first book is definitely a scholarly book or whatever, but you don't really see it that often. I'm just kind of looking at my shelves, and then you have things like as well, like say Gordon Mike gets often criticised because he uses loads of artwork from artists and never credits them. You know, but that's again, that's far from Gordon White just being a lone wolf and that kind of thing. Like that's a very prevalent trend.
Because you did stuff for him. Did he? But he paid you for your artwork.
He paid.
Right?
Yeah.
No, well then, sure. Is that an issue then?
No, not by me, but he like in his.
No,
like,
I know. But generally, like, I don't know this. I'm not an artist.
Yeah,
like, if I do art for someone and they pay me and they use my art, then should he credit me? Is that just good form or bad form or what?
It's courtesy, but he doesn't have to at all. He owns the art. He can do whatever he wants with it.
No, because like I see that with say Aga's work. Like, you know, you go into these. Even like she bought some candle thing the other day. You know the way these candles now come in this weird glass. And no one has a clue what to do with the glass after the candle burns. It's like, is it safe? Is it disgusting? Do we throw it out? It's not really environmental.
We put another candle in there and you go, oh, it doesn't make it look nice anymore.
It doesn't fit.
Yeah, no.
But like he did, like she doesn't get anything for that. You know what I mean? Actually, she had to email them and ask them if they had the proper license, which they didn't. And she made them pay for it.
Yeah, I don't know. She's just a very different kind of.
Yeah, no, it's different art.
No, if someone pays for it, it's them. I don't own the copyright. They can literally do whatever they want with it. That's how I've. It's work for hire. It's So but that's not what I'm talking about in regard to Gordon. It's like the stuff in his lectures, the stuff on his website that he uses in his posts, all that kind of stuff. But again, pointing out, everyone does that. It's just because we're talking about a kind of occult type things.
But it might be a thing where like, I don't know now, I'm just riffing. Maybe it's a different, maybe copyright stuff is different over in Australia. Like I know copyright law is very different in like Russia and stuff. Like, you know, God is an Astronaut, the post-rock band.
Yeah.
They're huge. They're like the most downloaded post-rock band in Russia, like by far.
Yeah.
And it's because of their copyright stuff. It's because it just can't be copyrighted.
There's no copyright. Yeah,
so they're
like
huge.
All the best torrent sites are Russian.
Yeah. So they always tour over there and stuff. But I was a bit late this one. Go on.
Yeah. I was going to just finish. Yeah, it's a thing that I think is absolutely one of the reasons why the New Age and magic and occultism is in the state it is because people can say whatever they want. And that's
it. The transcription, because you were telling me that you go back to like say Steiner's book. I didn't know this, and I like Steiner's.
No, not
like,
some of this, but they usually say this is taken from a lecture, like that.
It would have been a lecture turned into a book, and you were saying there that like Deepak, what's his face? I've never read any of his, but he's popular.
Well, good. Yeah. No, well, I know at least some of them are. I know Stuart Wilde's. What's his book? Where is it? Infinite Self is 100% a transcription of an audiobook, because I know the audiobook and I know the book, and it's exactly the same.
God, it's a weird thing because, like, God, I don't know. I mean, I know like Crowley did it with the Book of the Law, and he probably had a couple of other ones as well. I know Chapman's Magia is based on his teachings. I presume there has to be editing in it.
Well, he says at the end of Magia, he says that he wasn't allowed to edit any of the things he said during the teachings, but he was able to edit the conversational bits because to put it in context and to because text.
Said he wasn't allowed.
That's what he says. He wasn't allowed.
On whose authority?
He literally just says that's it. I don't know. You'd have to ask him. So
I will.
So that's the same as Book of Law. Crowley, there's that thing of you're not allowed to change one word, one spelling. I need that thing with it is all. So
what if you spell neighbour the American way and you were supposed to spell it the proper way? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. There's
what if you spelt aluminum?
Yeah. There is a thing. There was another book. I keep turning around. It's going to affect the thing. It's the Mirror of Magic, and it's a book from I don't know, 1930s, something like that. But it's just in where we've. It's exactly the same as the first edition, that we've changed a few things because of spelling mistakes and just thing like that. And there is a big thing around it in certain areas of books and stuff where they'll not change spellings and stuff like that to try and as much as possible retain the originality of whatever. So I don't know. Like, I mean, it's
God, it's strange, isn't it? I don't think it's a weird one because we were talking. Was it last week or before? I went off there about like the difference between listening to an audiobook and reading a book.
Yeah.
With reading a book, ink on page, you feel like you're learning more, retaining more. But it's this weird thing of when like the spoken word is more powerful, but probably when it's not recorded.
I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like there's a couple of different things I would have around that. Like if I go to a lecture, say, about something, and I'm sitting there and not necessarily taking notes or whatever. I'm definitely taking more in than if I'm sitting at a video watching the same thing, knowing that I can watch this video again. Because I go, I'll get that next time, and then don't, or do, whatever. But it's like the same. I have that with an audiobook. I'll go, I'll probably listen to this again, and then, very rarely will I listen to it again. Sometimes I obviously listen to things again, or it's like, I suppose a good example is listening to the Magia audios and then reading the book, and a lot of people are saying that they get a very different kind of feel from it or whatever. So there definitely is. So I suppose in one sense, that would say that having a book that is based on a lecture or an audiobook or something as a learning tool might be a better way to absorb the information than an audiobook. I don't know. It depends.
I don't know. Like I'm a bit kind of lost on my feelings on this because, I'm enjoying Magia. I think, but I always like the teachings anyway. So, but I like the book because I'm no different than anyone else. I'm picking up different things that maybe I didn't quite get the first time, or not the first time, because I've listened to them tons of times, but maybe it's a refocus or something. It's like reading a book a second time or third time. You just pick up something new. Or listening to, I don't know, like one of these crazy bands who do a lot of work into it, like Pink Floyd, Radiohead. Every time you listen to an album again, you pick up something else. Oh my God, there's more cowbell. I didn't know that kind of thing.
That wasn't there
before. Stuff like that. But I don't know, I just feel like, geez, if like the likes of, say, your man Shop, what's his name, Chopra, Deepak Chopra, and other people like that are just like, I just find it bizarre that they'd walk into a recording booth and just sprout off stuff, and then that's edited into a book. It just blows my mind that they're getting away with that.
Well, they're also, and I'm not pointing fingers at anyone, but also a lot of them aren't even writing the books at all.
Ghostwritten,
there's that, so that's plainly worse than at least saying it out loud. But a lot of biographies is also people being interviewed and then it's written down together. And
of course. Yeah. Isn't that how Emma Dunphy got his career started off? He would ghostwrite books.
Right, okay.
Dunphy's a great writer, but he annoys people. But Woo listeners will have no idea who I'm talking about. So
he's like an Irish pundit.
Irish footballer. Now he's a pundit. He's a grouchy old fella.
Alive, or did he die?
Oh, he is, yeah. He's a very emotional fella. He gets real angry and stuff, and then like 2 minutes later, then he'd be crying and stuff. He's lovely. He wears.
He's one of those people that people love to hate, but secretly really like. It's not like
they really like, because
like the what's your man's name?
He's not like Piers Morgan or anything.
That's exactly.
I mean,
whoever people, he just hates.
People just like to hate him because he's an arse. But Dunphy has this kind of macho bravado, but underneath it all, he's just this lost little boy who needs a hug, which I identify with a lot. I need a hug.
So we're going to the things. I don't mind once I know, and then if I don't know, I don't really mind too much either. Like when I found out that the Infinite Self Stuart Wilde book was the audio thing, I was kind of going, oh, okay, but maybe some of his others are, but like, so what? He always said he always called himself a lecturer before he called himself an author. So
look, this is probably all on me. I'm just oblivious to this type of stuff. I'm still very new to the Woo. I'm only a year and a half.
And I assume it's not just Woo. I assume that's all things. I'd say there's an awful lot of that going on, like that it's more than just occult stuff. Like I can't imagine it's just unique to it.
I can really just I have a recording booth here. I could just come into the recording booth, sprout off 12 chapters, and hopefully, become a multimillionaire and set up a religion.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing of there's Mike Chernovich's book, not his. It's over there somewhere. He's a problematic man in many ways, but lots of his podcasts he got transcribed and just put together into books, loads of them.
Right.
And so it's a thing.
How many podcasts have we done now, Tommy?
Yeah.
Why aren't we invested in Bitcoin?
Who else? Alex Attiras of Skeptico. His first book is transcriptions of podcasts. Miguel Connors, that's the Gnostic guy, the God above God. His two books are last time I looked, these two books are just transcripts of interviews he's done. Kind of broke it down into different topics and different sections.
Maybe we should start
like them. Who would? Well, I mean, if we transcribe these, people might understand the accents and go, "That That's what he was saying. Oh, wow. That's completely different from what I thought.
Spud's an idiot.
Jesus,
I
Spud
could have
curses
told you
an
that.
awful lot.
All right, but maybe I should start taking these podcasts a lot more seriously, and because like you listen to like Duncan Barford's podcast, and you're like, he knows a lot. Like
Yeah, he does, yeah.
he's like I should bow down before him and his amazing knowledge and all. But he's been at this since he's teenager kind of stuff, so he does know his stuff.
Yeah, and
his podcast is great. It's fucking
very
great. So good.
qualified man too, by all accounts. So.
Lovely, great. It's just such a brilliant podcast. It's my favourite Woo podcast. But then again, I don't listen. The only podcast I listen to is Duncan Barford's and.
It's the
Tommy
Cult
Kelly.
Experiments in the Home podcast. Cult Experiments in the Home. It's ROEITH. It could be. It's on Spotify. It's on all the podcatchers. If you can find us, just go to the Discord.
It's not on Player FM though.
Is it not? Can you not just add an RSS? No.
No, I thought I could, but you know me and computers. Jesus.
Luddite. Yeah, it's in the Duncan Barford channel on Discord anyway, if you want to.
Yeah.
So you were late for this podcast.
Yeah. Last night about 11 o'clock Polish time. I would have been in the kind of mindset of I'm going to bed soon. Next thing you get a phone call from my uncle, and you know yourself, if you get a phone call from a relative that late at night, you're like, who's dead?
Yeah, who's dead?
Fuck, this isn't good news. No. And he's all kind of flustered and he's trying.
You get a phone call from a relative. Evo, why is it someone's dead? Someone's dead.
No, who is it? Well, maybe it's her. That wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Take off the list of which is acceptable family deaths and which is we're going to hell, Spud. Hell.
We're already in hell, Tommy. This what do you call it? Yeah, so he's all kind of flustered. He's driving. He's like, "What time do you go to bed?" I'm like, "Yeah, soon. Yeah, all right. I'm too late. Your wife isn't still up." No, she's not. She went to bed 2 hours ago. Okay. I have a funeral tomorrow, and it's a Polish guy, and I need to learn some Polish pronunciation. Well, I'm not much good to you.
I'm no good to you.
I can try and help you if you have the words. And he's like, no, I don't even know what to say yet. So I said, look, ring us in the morning, whatever. So lo and behold, Tommy says, we'll do the podcast at 9:30 Irish time. And of course, he rings at 25 minutes past 9.
Of course.
Wanting to know how to say half a mass in Polish. So we have him on WhatsApp and me and Aga on the other side trying to... It's a funny dynamic because like Aga's speaking her language properly, and then I'm trying to put it into a phonetical way for an Irish person to say, and then he's saying it back to us, he's saying like there was one word like Świętego, okay, which means holy, like holy God, Świętego Duch,
God.
Holy Spirit, something like that. Duch Świętego, sorry, that means Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost. Duch is the ghost. So a lot of people will get that wrong because it sounds like Świętego, like the Spanish way, so you can't do that. And the Sven is hard.
Sven
so I'm like, think
Goran
of Sven. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. Think of Sven from Sweden. Świętego. And so he got it. So like it's, and like Aga's looking at me going, how is that your brain? Is that how it works kind of thing, Yeah. But it is. It's like that's how I understand Polish. Like there's a good day or hello in Polish is you say dzień dobry, okay? But for me that sounds like double gin. That's why I remember.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry. Double gin. Simple,
Yeah.
So, that was my morning, helping a priest say Polish funeral in... What's he doing? He's doing an Irish priest doing a funeral in the English language for a Polish person, and his Polish family will be watching on Facebook Live. Do you know that they don't do that over here with the churches since the lockdown and all? They don't transmit... their masses on Facebook, and everyone does that in Ireland. It's mad.
Yeah. My aunt, when she died, it was done. You see lots. They're not on Facebook. No, they like the church has their own feed, exclusive feed.
Well, on a Facebook page. That's what he has.
Well, it wasn't on Facebook. Well, no, it wasn't on Facebook. No. Lots of the churches around here have a 24-hour feed at the church that you can watch if you want, like the whole time. I assume it was born out of.
Inside, like.
Well, no, I don't know. Because it's not. It's like. I assume it was born out of, oh, well, we have a CCTV feed. Why not, do the mass? Why not just leave it on? You know what I mean? And it was just kind of on the thing. But you'll see an awful lot when you go into churches. Because I like churches, I like going into them. Haven't been in one in a long while because you weren't allowed into them. But they have a warning. It's like Zoom when you go in to see you're being recorded. Just, But maybe it is. Maybe it allows them then to, because the way churches are meant to be open all the time. And of course they're not, because they get robbed and they got all that kind of. Maybe it allows that to happen again, where you can just leave the church open and I don't know. It's an interesting one. It's some modern technology moving along with.
Yeah, churches are lovely when you're on your own. I mean, I remember even when I was an altar boy, going into the church and setting up on my own, and it's just like this big room and like
and smell.
God lives here. God lives here. Isn't that cool? And I'm alone with him. I'm alone with God. How's it going?
Well, it's not. It's God's helper.
Silence.
It's like Santa at Christmas, where it's Santa's helper in every shopping centre. So in every church, there can't be God. So it's God's helper.
Oh, is that the way it is?
No.
No, I don't want that to be the way it is. Come here, the Irish church is falling apart. My local priest back in Wexford is he has 3 parishes now. He has to say 3 Sunday masses.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And like over here in Poland, like you go into a church, not that I do very often, but like sometimes you see 4, 5, 6 priests.
Yeah, you would have seen 4 or 5
one altar.
Yeah, when I was a kid going to mass, you would have seen.
Why don't they move them around? Like there's plenty of work in Ireland.
Well, what you get in Ireland now is you get an awful lot of the African priests and South American priests, because they're the growing populations. So like our local priest is an African priest, so that he's the head honcho priest. Though what's that? It's not the
bishop?
diocese. No, not the bishop. Not that, or the local
parish priest.
The parish. Jesus.
Parish.
Yeah, parish priest. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to know the hierarchy, because the parish priest, then you have a curate, don't you? A curate is over a thing that isn't a parish, but it's still like a small village.
3 parishes or something.
I don't remember. I used to know.
It's
all
a pentagram from one down to the other, upside down, moved around. Then you have the bishop.
Do you know, I was thinking something came up. What do they call it? Peugeot's video popped up on my YouTube algorithm the other day.
All right,
and, I like the title. I like the title of it. It had one new Wonder Woman lady. The social justice warrior.
Gail Gadot, is that
the woman who hates Palestinians? She hates Palestinians.
Does she?
Isn't that it? She likes to see Palestinians being killed. I think that's the thing about her.
All right,
yeah. She's like, oh no, my country's at war. Please stop killing. It's like, well, hold on now. You're doing the bad stuff. It's your people, the aggressors. Anyway, let's move on from that.
Or not. There's a great one I seen recently. It was the Onion or Waterford Whispered News, one of those sites where it was going, a woman whose kids was killed overnight in Israeli bombing is delighted to remember that it's a complicated issue.
Jesus Christ.
It's dark as
very good.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, dark satire. Poor fuckers, man. You feel awful sorry for them. But so his thing was about propaganda in movies, and I was like, oh God, I might click on that. But look, I kind of, I know why I don't like Peugeot now, and it's because I used to be a child around religious debates between like my uncle and his friends.
Okay.
And I used to be sitting there listening to that, and I just going, oh God, why? It just reminds me of that.
Okay.
Just these people trying to outdo each other. It's a pissing contest between I'm smarter than you, and I see this, and you don't see that.
Come here. Speaking of that, well, I was going, Jordan Peterson and Ian Gilchrist. This is going to be a great interview. The new one. Had to switch it off. Yeah. Couldn't do it.
Was it awful, was it?
It's 2 of them talking over each other, not listening to each other.
All right. Well fighting, like?
No. Just it's trying, and then halfway through to start realising they're doing it and go, I know you know this, I'm saying it for other people, and that you're just there, and you can tell that. So Ian will say one thing, and Jordan says anything, and Ian's going, well, no, that's not right, and it's correct, and it's just I couldn't get it. I just couldn't follow it at all.
This is one. I have a couple of issues with podcasts. One is that like a lot of people
just way too many of them. That's that for a start.
Yeah, well, okay, that's one. That doesn't really bother me because I could ignore the vast majority of them, and I do. But it's just a lot of people are doing them that are just, we're 2 guys who like beer and board games, and we're going to do a thing, and it's just like you're just talking shit. You're just adding to the. No, and like,
you're describing our podcast.
No, but because I'm putting my journalist hat on. See, you're the expert, and I'm the journalist learning from you. You know what I mean? That's the way I see this thing.
All right, okay, yeah. At this point, I'm going, well, what's Spud's going to teach me this week? So,
but
here, the prime
thing,
example of the teacher becoming the student or something. Not that I'm a fucking teacher. I hate that.
Wait till you hear about Persephone's number 2. Hold on, we're going to get to that.
Persephone's number 2. Dump of the week.
But this is my problem with the whole Joe Rogan thing. Like, I like Joe Rogan's approach as being the everyman, the guy,
right.
but at the same time,
he's not allowed to talk anymore because he's single.
Well, I don't know. I haven't listened to him, and I think something weird happened.
He's top of Reddit this morning because he said he's slightly misquoted, but he does say it that he's white straight men can't speak anymore or something, and like the guy who has the biggest podcast in the world saying he's not allowed to talk. That's the
that's the thing. Like, he's something changed with the podcast when he moved to Texas. It's gotten different.
I'll tell you one thing that changed. So, I don't see it anymore because I'm not looking for Spotify, so I have no idea.
But there's this, because he's the everyman, he can't go far enough into certain topics because he just doesn't know them. You know, his research basically consists of, like, he'll watch a couple of YouTube videos before he has someone on, and then, like, he does this weird thing of, like, he might have like 3 interviews in a day. So it's like, how good is your research really if you're just dedicating an hour maybe at most to, like, imagine like you have someone like Rupert Sheldrake is coming on. That'd take me a fucking week of research, and I'd still be shitting myself about getting something wrong, you know? Whereas he's like, do you know what DMT is?
The type of thing, because I tried to approach it, I suppose, with the Magick People podcast, so it's obviously very different, but it was like where the interview itself is the discovery, is the research, where you're coming in with an open mind, know nothing about this. Tell me you're into morphogenic fields. What the fuck's that?
Yeah.
Let's go. But I mean, that definitely is going to bite you in the ass, and has done when he's unprepared for something that comes out, and you go, right, this turned dark, or he doesn't counter them in the right way, or believes them when he shouldn't. That type of stuff. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And that's probably a difference then between me and a lot of people. They're kind of, a lot of people seem to be okay with letting it develop as a conversation goes. I'd rather kind of know going into the conversation what's this going to be about, so I can learn something. Time is short. You know what I mean? I don't have much time to be listening to podcasts. You know, so like, I don't want to be wasting like, I have this qualification, that qualification. What is the meaning of truth? Well, do you mean objective truth, or you mean lads? I don't have time for this. I have to go get the kids in 20 minutes. Come on, get to the point. But and the other thing, and I mean, this gives me existential fucking dread. Doing a podcast is that when you listen to the same podcast and the same people for long enough, you get bored of them.
I'm bored of myself, for Christ's sake. I can't imagine anyone else.
I mean, I know, like, there's listeners who have been around from the start, and like, Jesus, like, God bless your patience for putting up with my shite for the last year and a bit. You know, thank you so much. But so Mike, I'm always trying to right. How can I better myself? You know, to give people a bit of entertainment or a bit of knowledge or something like that. You know, because like, I don't want people to be, I don't want people to be bored of me. Because like, you know, I don't want to just let down people. Right. Even though it's kind of like I have it's this weird thing of like, I owe them something, but I don't. I feel like I do.
Well, you do, in the sense of that you're doing a podcast and that you owe something in that way. But like, that whole thing of own people thing it's a very strange.
Yeah, I know.
Very strange thing, and you see it's like. It's in music, you see it as well, like where people go, you see it sometimes where people give out to musicians online and go, I bought your CD, and go, yeah, and you got the CD. You know what I mean? That's what that money you paid got you. Not you get private access to me, or you get thing. And it's very strange that but also with the internet you have that type of thing with podcasts and stuff, that you feel you know people who you don't, because you really intimately know someone who you've never met and knows nothing about you. And it's like, so if you met on, and had a coffee, it would be a really weird comment. Imagine you met Joe Rogan and go, yeah, Joe, and you could have a great chat. But he's like going, who are you? I'm Spud. Like, we talk every week or whatever it is. It's so strange. But I do understand that the own thing. But yeah, you owe nothing to anyone, man.
Yeah, no, I know I don't, but it's just I want them to. I just want people to have a good time. Really, that's all I want. Just have a good time. Maybe learn a little bit, have a laugh. Don't take this stuff too seriously because it's especially occult stuff. It's just just one person's word against someone else's.
I have a completely different kind of view on it, and it's a completely selfish issue. I do all of this so I learn, and as a byproduct, if someone else learns something, grand. But that's not the priority. My priority is sorting me out.
Okay, then. I want the listeners to learn. Are you learning?
Me? By doing all that stuff? Jesus Christ, of course. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but that's the point of it. That's the principle number one. The goal number one is for me to learn and me to unpack and me discover more about myself and all that. Being that I also assume I'm not unique, that has to have a kind of a secondary thing of if other people might find something helpful in it. But if they don't, that's okay. That's it's not. It's the.
Well, I mean, then the deal is sealed. Then, Tommy, we need to transcribe these podcasts and sell them to the highest bidders. And live off Ethereum or Bitcoin or whichever one isn't fucking crashing. And we'll.
Well, if turbine syndrome is anything to go by, you can't even give this stuff away, so for free. So there you go. Let's not jump to Bitcoin millionaires quite so soon.
Oh God!
I have some questions for you. I did this before, and I'm going to do it again. Random questions
for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just it's 25, and I'm not doing 25. Deepest, darkest, meaning of life questions that no one can answer. No one, Spud.
Oh God.
You can
Pressure is mounting.
Question number 1. What in your life might make other people envious? No one can answer these, Spud. What do you have that other people don't, that you think?
What do I have that other? I don't know. Okay, serious answer.
If you want.
The massivest cock in the world.
Right.
I've been told that by one person.
By my mother.
No, it's a doctor. No. By your mother? My mother. I'm so confused. Oh, God. Gone to your mama jokes. Yeah. No, the doctor. Did I ever tell you about the time we brought the young lad to the doctor and she had to take his clothes off and she said, "Oh, okay. Oh, what a boy."
Nice.
Isn't that amazing, huh?
His future is secured.
God, I don't know. What do I have that well, okay. I think I have something that a lot of people don't have, and that's that. Like, I have that thing of that. Well, I don't know, man. That's my thing. I don't know. I can very quickly say I don't know. I think I'm good at that. Rather than bullshitting and being like, well, like I'll just say I don't have the answer.
Because I know people who say that, but are secretly going, I do know, I'm just not fighting with you anymore. That's not what you mean.
No, come on, you know me, man. You know me.
No, I know. It's like, we'll agree to disagree, which is code for saying you're totally fucking wrong, and I'm just not spending any more time with you.
Enough of your shit.
Yeah, that was the lesson that it took me a long, long while to learn. It was through sound engineering I learned it, where, that kind of thing, you go into a new venue and I had this kind of thing, because I meant to know how all this works, and so I'd pretend and stress myself out and it'd be a disaster and all that. And then one day I went, I don't have to know how any of this works. I know I think, and you just go in and you talk to the in-house engineer and go, how does this work? And he goes, this is how it works. And then you've a great night. And I went, there's a lesson there.
Friends. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ask for help and people are indebted to you and they'll be friends with you. That's in that How to Win Friends and
Influence People.
People.
Ask someone for a small favour. Yeah. Not something that puts them out, but enough to ingratiate them too. Number 2, Spud. We're getting to the big ones. No one can answer these, remember. No one can answer these. What ghost haunts you?
What ghost haunts you? Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm getting too serious now. Do you know what? I used to be too helpful to people in my late teenage, early 20s.
Okay.
I would fall for the girl who had fallen from grace, and I saw something in her, and she could be helped and become a great flowering tulip.
You fell for trouble, essentially.
Yeah, I fell for trouble, and I could see the woman underneath,
Okay.
And I learned a hard lesson. Like, don't do that. Don't ever do that. Don't.
Yeah.
Just don't. There's no point in going down a coal mine and trying to polish a piece of coal into a diamond.
Well, that's it. And people take relationships.
Go to the diamond mine.
Yeah. Because you get that thing of the people look for relationships hoping it'll fix them as well, which is the kind of the spin of that, or the reciprocal relationship.
There's probably a shadow in that, yeah. Like, I'm broken, so I see a broken person and I'll try and fix them, and then I'll become fixed, and it just does way more damage and just awful.
Oh yeah, like everything around you just goes on fire. It's very strange.
Just
I've had a few of those. Definitely. Remember this, but no one can answer these questions.
Okay, no one can answer these.
Where did you always want to go but didn't? No one can answer these questions.
I've answered that a million times. That's Machu Picchu.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, who can't answer that one?
I need to go there soon. Have you seen the fucking steps up to that place? Like, if I don't go soon, I'm never going to make it. You know?
Yeah, I always think
Skellig Vickle I've never been to either. I'd like to go there. That looks a tough one. I'd like
when you see buildings up mountains and monasteries, you go, oh, that's amazing. My first thought is always, some poor bastard had to carry bricks up to that.
Had to carry bricks and cement and mortar.
Like, horrible stories that, like, poor people. This is a question that no one can answer, Spud. Number 4.
Okay.
We'll only do 5 because the joke's going to wear thin very quickly. It probably already has. What do you consider the most overrated virtue?
God, I'm not even sure what virtues are. Are virtues even real? I'd have to ask on that one. Virtues are just perception, aren't they?
Yeah, but so what is a common perception that's overrated, that's seen as virtuous, as a good thing to do?
What is something that people do
that is seen as a good thing that you don't think is a good thing,
but isn't? God.
Or is overrated?
Flashing their lights at people who are speeding when there's police around. Don't do that. Let the fuckers get caught.
I do it.
Yeah, no, don't. Let them get caught. They deserve to get caught. It's not that they're breaking the law. That doesn't bother me. If the law's an ass, then it shouldn't be a law. But, like, it's just they're driving dangerously. So, that's the thing. Like, if someone's doing 90 and a 50, like, don't flash them. Fuck them.
Yeah. I don't think most people do that. It's like kind of just warning you that there's the man is up ahead. He's going to get you. Or whatever, but it's because legally you're allowed to do it. I was unsure. I remember it coming up. You're allowed to do it, and because it's the whole thing. If anything that gets people to go slower on the road, rather than because people go, oh, it's just a money grabbing thing, which it is absolutely, but it's also if it's meant as a deterrent, then telling people to slow down works. So it works. So do tell people to slow down because it works.
Yeah, it does. Those the little radar signs that tell you your
own speed.
They have a really good effect. They have the best effect of some people.
Yeah.
I wonder when will that wear off, though?
If I guarantee if you put a camera on top of it that finds you if you went over, then it would change.
Oh yeah, then it would. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to like the time when like we'll all have self-driving cars and stuff. Even though like there's this weird thing in America where like people get fined for not driving the self-driving cars. Like, it's a self-driving car, why am I driving it? Because it's the law. Why? But the car can drive itself. Why can't
like the Tesla thing, is it? More than a cruise control, it actually can go in and out of traffic and stuff.
Yeah. Like, I'm looking forward to that, but like the kind of problem with that is that like, say when like, if we end up kind of living half here and half down in the sticks, like
I thought you were going half here on Earth and also on Mars, because I just went straight to Elon Musk altogether there. God, we go to Mars. All right, okay.
All right. Well, what are you going to do when like the car, comes in? Like, oh fuck, I have to get the trailer for the horses in the field, like, and then the car is just like, no.
I'm sure there'll be self-driving tractors and work vehicles. You're definitely not going to put the horse carriage on the Tesla.
I suppose then you have to put the map into the thing, the points you want to go to. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I've been waiting so long for self-driving cars because like I like driving, but it's just everything in Poland is far away. So it's like I'd love to get into the car, just hit a few buttons, and like I don't necessarily have to sleep, but just like not have to constantly try to stay alive.
Yeah. I worry about other people killing you. Of course, the other great thing about it is you can go back to drinking and driving because you're not driving. So your taxis will be gone. Or
there's a thing. I think
you still have to have a responsible adult or something in the car, don't you? Because at any stage,
in Ireland, you're not allowed. No one's allowed to drink in a car.
No.
That's a law.
Yeah.
But in Poland, it's only the driver. Like, you can have a party in your car, and as long as the driver's not drunk, you're grand. Isn't that great, isn't it?
Sounds like a great Friday night.
But it's a very big country. It takes very long to get places.
But you're also not allowed to drink in the street over here. So, I mean, you're not allowed to drink anywhere other than inside. And
you're not allowed here either, but most people don't really give a shit about it. Like, you know.
Oh, they definitely find
it's
it
all right. Like, they do here, yeah.
It's mad.
I had a guard try and take 4 cans on me one night because the bag it was in, you know, the 4 thing, plastic, it had fallen apart, and I was just carrying 4 cans. And the next thing, this big bastard, huge, lanky, tall guard from Cork or Kerry grabs me on the shoulder. Oh, where are you going with that? And I'm like, what? Going no, I'm just going home with it. They're open. I said, they're not open. Look, there they are. And he grabbed one off me. We'll go on home, then be fucked.
yeah. I think
you want, man.
There is something as well about you can't. Like, even if it's open or unopened, you can't have an open bottle of wine walking down the street because they'll always make in the shops get the brown paper bag to put around it, because you can't walk down the street without it covered. Because I thought for a while it was like
really?
in case someone's going to rob your wine, and I said it to someone, go, no, it's illegal. You can't walk down the street. You can't walk down with an open can, even if it's in a bag. And you can't walk down the street with it. So someone told me, someone else fact checked
Ireland is these prohibition drinking laws are just so weird, you know.
Yeah. It's great when the Polish and the Eastern Europeans come over, and they just drink down by the river, and you know, good luck to you, and just happy days. And it's like you walk down, super friendly, 4 lads having a great crack. I was going, fair dues, you dead on. Why would you come down and spoil? They're literally annoying no one. At all.
Yeah. That's the way they do it here. They just stay in their own groups of 5-6 people. They don't
occasionally
really
kill a swan and eat it, but like that's okay. That's okay. You know. But that was a big rumor that was going around when the Polish came over first, that they were killing all their swans and eating it. Like, maybe, but I doubt it. I'm not sure.
Swans are definitely not eaten over here. Definitely not. There is a duck blood soup that I've never ventured to try. But only because I've never been given it. I'll try to eat anything, just to say I tried it. But no meat now for a while. No drink for 5 or 6 weeks now. Doing all right, you know.
Full Buddhist.
There's a thing. Yeah, well, getting there. There's a thing. The Guardian had some article about some research paper saying that absolutely no alcohol is the best for you, because alcohol kills the grey matter, and when you meditate, you're like making grey matter. So like this is part of the reason I've stopped drinking, because just meditation is dog shit.
Right.
With a drinking head on me, it's so hard to get into it. Get into the
drinking and then meditating, or drinking the night before and trying to meditate the next day, or both.
No, not meditating while drinking. Just like the day before, or even like 2 or 3 days after. It's just like heads all over the place. You know, just not.
I know a few people who smoke weed or whatever before, and that's part of their meditation thing. And I'm going, is it? I make these kind of noises. That's hard to type those type of noises. That's a nuance that you don't get on this go.
If we transcribe that into our
EWWEE. Why is he talking about sheep? What's going on? There's something very weird going on here.
With the emojis or something. I don't know. Like, I could see that with like, and I don't do much of it. I have done some of it. The journeying meditation.
That's what I'm saying. It's probably brilliant for journeying.
It's probably great for that. You know.
Or invoking or evoking. Yeah. Oh no! Before because you have to pick a number between 5 and 25, and this is your final question. That of course no one can answer. Between 5 and 25.
I'll pick the 7.
7.
Everyone picks 7.
Pick another number. No, it's when was the first time
13,
you were...
13.
Right, 13. Oh, what are you avoiding, Spud?
Myself.
Right, anyway, on to Persephone part 2. Not like a good, simple, quick, succinct, honest answer of an evening.
Which shadow are you running from, Spud? Mine.
Mine. Big one. Yeah, me, obviously.
I'm not running from yours. You have yours. How can I run from yours? It's attached to you.
Yeah.
You know. Right. So, this is a long one, man.
Cool.
Oh, no, actually, it's not that long. But
Cool. Oh, it's really long.
see.
It's actually really long.
I think. No, when we get to
We'll
the end
set
of
the
it, I
scene
think
by
I'm gonna,
starting about, for people who haven't listened to last
the
week.
first stream.
Yeah.
All right. So the first, I had this stream a while ago where I spoke about it on the end of the last podcast where I became lucid in a dream and I was in a forest and I ended up walking down into a cave with something that I now know is called a torch, and I went down to the cave.
As so many people I made a point of telling you, I was brilliant.
I'm so stupid.
Brilliant.
Just because I wear glasses doesn't mean I'm smart. It means I'm blind. Okay?
I actually seen it on Discord, on YouTube, and Twitter. It was brilliant. I was so happy.
Oh, well, I mean, thanks everyone for telling me, because like it's awesome to have
Some even
listeners
sent pictures, which was extremely helpful. I found that really good.
And so I ended up down in this cave, and it's the stalagmites and the stalactites have grown together, but it's this ice cave, and the whole way through the kind of dream, like these different stages that happen. I'm in the forest, or I'm in the meadow, or I come to the cave. I always have this kind of trudging sense of, okay, let's get this over with, because I kind of know what's coming, or I know who I'm going to meet, kind of thing. So I get down to the cave, and even though I don't see her, I see this kind of lady passing between the pillars, I don't know who it is, but I kind of thinking it's Persephone's, right? But then just as like I'm about to meet her, this like Monty Python hand comes down and grabs me and pulls me back up to consciousness, and I'm awake. So quite bizarre. But it's happened before, like when I have these when I'm lying down and I'm up somewhere. I'm not dreaming, but I'm not awake either. And it's happened a few times where this hand just comes in and just grabs me. He's like, "No, you're not ready. No. Don't go there, man." So again, I find myself in a forest, Tommy, right? And so not like the last one. I'm not. I have notes here in front of me, so I might go through them every now and again.
Yeah.
Because when this was all over, that evening I went for a walk with the dog and I took out my phone and just blurted out what I could remember. It ended up being like half an hour long, like me just talking. This baby was like channeling or so. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I have no idea. All right, make of this what you will.
Transcribe it. Stick it in a book.
I'd like your opinion, and I texted one or two of the lads on Discord yesterday as well, saying that there's something coming tomorrow, lads, and I want you to listen because I'd like to know what you think and some help with it or whatever.
Okay.
Might be nothing, might be something. I don't know. We'll see. So so the last time I was kind of like, oh, let's get this over with. So this time I wasn't like that at all. This time I was like, right, here I am. Let's see what happens, kind of thing. So I'm walking through forest, and then there's this meadow, and it's gorgeous. Sunrise is coming up. There's big long grass, meadow, flowers, rabbits, hares, whatever. It's gorgeous. It's idyllic. This beautiful morning. A Jew on the grass, and I see there's a door.
A Jew's on the grass.
A heavy Jew on the grass. Just one. Rabbi! Shalom!
Rabbi on the grass. Yeah. Just rabbi, just there. Yeah.
I didn't say rabbit, did I? I meant rabbi. Rabbi with hair, the curly hairs.
Yeah. Fine. That's normal in an idyllic setting.
I was worried about this bit might get too serious. Anyway, so there's this door, and I don't know, like you sometimes they have these at these music festivals in Ireland. They just have a door frame and a door in it, and like there's no wall. It's just a door frame and a door, and you open the door, and it's like a Alice in Wonderland or Narnia type situation. I think it was Narnia, wasn't it? There was a door beside a lamppost. Anyway, so there's this door.
The wardrobe. I can't remember. I never read them.
The wardrobe was on our side, and I think the door was on their side in Narnia. I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I opened this door, and it straight away reminds me of when me and you were scrying the aethers.
Okay.
Ahers.
The a-holes. The a-holes.
Right?
Scrying the a-holes.
Scrying the aethers. And there's this massive hallway of doors. Just fucking huge. And I'm a bit over, but it's very, very similar to the Aethers. It was the same kind of thing. There was doors, and she was saying, right, I'll show you around, where do you want to go, kind of thing.
Right,
but this was just me with all these doors just out in front of me. And there was corridors off corridors kind of thing, just all labyrinthic style. Doors. Kind of like a hotel, if you're looking down on it, you know?
Yeah.
See the floor plan.
Or Scooby-Doo cartoon. Yeah, sure.
Oh, jinkies. Oh man. Next thing, I get a bit discombobulated, and everything it becomes a bit overwhelming for me, and there's too much of a choice. I don't know where to go. It all starts spinning, revolving, moving, and I start feeling a bit nauseous. And I'm going, shit! Like I'm losing this. Like I want to stay in this and see where this goes. So I'm like, right, I know where to go. And so my HGA's number is 317. All right. Okay. So I decide, right, that's the number I need to find. That's the room I need to find. Door I need to find.
Can I interject? Is the HGA number different from your number? You know,
I've never looked up my own number. I don't think.
Do you not have a 3-digit number that we've talked about before that follows around that you can?
Yeah. It's different. Well, mine's 4, but that's just one. No, that's different.
That's it.
I didn't even think of that one actually. Funny.
Yeah.
But as well, like even with like say like looking up my own number, like I mean, what name do I go by? Spud, Paddy, Patrick. Do I use my surname?
Oh, yeah.
I have too many fucking names. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. So
Ken Mulber would say, "What was your name before you were born? What was your name before your parents were born?"
Well, I know what my name would have been if I'd been a girl. They were going to call me Dawn. That would have been atrocious.
Well, Dawn, like the morning.
Get up on dawn.
Morning.
Get up on the crack of dawn. Get up at dawn. Get on top of dawn. Get up at dawn. I mean, imagine the bullying. It would have been horrendous.
What's
like,
the
thank
Irish
God.
for Dawn? It's probably really pretty. Nadonna. Anyway, you're
Aaron Mockalockatalk.
Yeah, Alphod.
So 317 is the number, right? And
is that the same number? Sorry. Is that the same number of the Stanley Kubrick documentary?
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe. Have a look. Google it there. And I realise where I have to go. And as I locate kind of where I need to go, where the direction 317 is, as I get up to the door, herself is standing there in her full fucking battle dress. You know, she has she appears as a Roman goddess, right? She has the war helmet, she has the spear, she has the shield wrapped around her arms that the centurions used to do, and Medusa's head is on it, kind of thing.
Right.
The little owl is around there as well, and like she's fucking like she looks ready for fighting, and I'm like,
so it's like the HEA and Dark Song, that similar, that kind of Roman.
Oh yeah. That's mad.
Yeah, Room 317 is a song and a comic, but nothing to do with Stanley Kubrick. There's actually a lot of stuff that you could look at.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, this is getting weirder then.
Yeah.
So, I say to her, what's going on? And she said, now you're ready. I said, well, hold on, like for what? And she says, you know. All right. And that was it. So we opened the door, and there's these steps going down to the cave, like from the last one. But the cave is a bit different. It's not. I grab another torch and
because you know what it is this time.
Yeah, because I know what a torch is this time. I need to be able to see the way.
Now you're ready. Yeah, that missed a bit of information previously.
So we're both going down these steps, looking like fucking Gandalf and Gimli. I'm Gimli, obviously. My axe and my torch. We're going, these beautiful caves. What it must have been like in the heyday. Anyway, so we go down, but it doesn't turn to ice like the last time with the pillars and the stalagmites and all this. But it turns into a bit like maybe what the mines of Moria were like in the Lord of the Rings book. But not in the book because they were deserted. But when they were busy, there's this massive, cavernous, huge cathedral, like just huge bastard room, pillars, arches, yada yada yada. And it's amazing, you know. It looks like even in the dream, I thought this is like the salt mines in Krakow because along the walls were black or dark, very, 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 very dark blue, like Father Ted's socks. Priests don't wear black socks; they wear very, 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 very dark blue. But in the rock, there's some minerals, so it looks kind of shiny. It looks like a starry night. The walls, you know. Mm-hmm. So. We're standing there, and then over on the far corner of the cavern, you can see there's this table or an altar, and there's two big candles on either side of a box. So I walk over to the box, and Let me just check now here. On top of it is written, on top of it is written the great work. So I'm like, I look at her, she looks at me, and I open it up, and there's another box.
Oh.
I said, so I open the box, yeah. And she says, yeah, open the box. So I open the box, and there's another box. And I'm like, oh, come on. even in my dreams, I'm fucking taking the piss out of myself. You know what I mean? So, so I open the third box, and there's this, there's a tree drawn on it, and the numbers 1 to 9. But the numbers 1 to 3 are from the ground to the branches.
Okay.
And 4 to 6 are the roots underneath the ground.
Okay.
And then 7 to 9 are the branches and the upper parts of it. And so 1 to 3 says the 3 Shawns, okay? And they're meditation, exploration, divination. 4 to 6 is Shadowland, or Underworld. It has both of them. And this is the Guardian and Ancestors, Confrontation, Rebirth. And then 7 to 9 is Strengthening, Wisdom and Unity. Right?
Nice.
So I'm looking at this going, wow, like what the hell is going on? And then she comes in. There's this voice, and she just starts, I'm getting all shaky now trying to remember. This is weird. So it's not Persephone's though. I know it's not her, but I don't know who it is. This is like the master feminine something. Sophia. I don't even know what she's called. Is that what she's called?
Well, Sophia's
I don't know.
the thing, yeah.
Sophia, Gaia, another name. I don't know. It's just this feminine. Is it yin yang yang? Yeah, maybe it's her. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's just this woman. Okay, it's just this fucking woman.
yeah. Women.
That sounds awful. No, it's her. Okay, it is her.
Well, that's her name.
It's,
her.
That's all I can know.
Her
That's all
who can't be named. What's that film? Or it won't be named.
She who can. Isn't that mine?
She.
Oh no, that's she. That's her indoors, isn't it?
Oh God. Yeah. 1950s stand-up comedy. Take my wife, please. Ba-dum.
Yeah. So it's her. It's the feminine of the one.
Yeah.
I'm not making any sense here. It's so hard.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I finished reading this, and the voice comes to me, and she says, you can help teach people to be at ease with themselves, to be at peace, and to live with love and compassion for the betterment of all, and living this way, people will learn their true nature and what we really are, and that is one. So there's a few other bits and pieces. Well, I don't know how far you want to go into it. There's other stuff as well. Like,
I want to go into it.
Do I keep going? Keep going. Yeah, I'm not freaking you out here.
No,
I'm just starting to freak myself out here, bringing it back. Yeah, she said to me, "Look, this isn't everything, all right. When I clean up the audio, because like I'm walking the dog's barking, there's people talking, kind of stuff. There's even like a kid ran out in front of me at one stage. So when I edit, I'll edit down the audio and I'll send it to you. You can have a proper listen to it. Right. And it's weird as well. During the audio, I kind of.
Do you want to put it on the feed, or do you want to keep it? We'll see. We'll talk.
I don't know. I think I'd rather have the opinion of people before releasing it.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Right. Don't release that audio.
Spud, you're batshit. Yeah. You need help. Or So this isn't everything, all right. But I will show you that. And so I'm asking her questions about like, who are we? Where do we come from? All this kind of stuff that I want to know. But kind of towards the end of it, she says, "Look, it's not your responsibility to how have I written it? It's not your responsibility to have places of worship or dogmatic rules or even to look for people. People will find you when they need you, when they're ready to learn, but you will need help." And then she says, "There are many teachings of this teaching, but they all say the same thing. We're all one. There is no separation other than what is perceived. By teaching, you'll learn more, and by learning, you'll know more and teach more. Help your brothers and sisters, and they in turn can help theirs when called on. If you can help them. If you can help, please help. No, sorry. If you can help, then help. If you cannot, at least do not add to strife, do good, accept yourself with love and compassion, and others with the same love and compassion. She gave me a word which
Don't say it. Yeah, no, don't. Tell me later, but don't say it. No.
What?
Just don't say it. You can tell me later, but don't say it.
Yeah, I'll tell you there, right?
Yeah.
And
if you would, look, but don't say it on the thing. I've always hesitation about. Don't share the words, man.
Okay, we'll keep that one. Yeah, we spoke for a bit then about that, and there was a conversation then after that, and I was asking her more stuff, but I finished up and I said, so like the box said the great work, like am I finished now with this? And she laughed and she said, but like it was this, man, it's hard to explain this. It was a laugh that cut me in two.
Oh.
Destroyed me.
Right.
Apps just killed me. But at the same time, there was a bliss in it as well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it's this thing of she destroyed and brought it
it's
back
like
again.
That thing of realising you're an arsehole, but also realising you don't have to be it anymore. The shame and the release. Yeah.
And she said something like, "My darling fool, the wheel is round and ever turning until you get off. This is a beginning, an end, and a continuation." After that, then she kind of faded off, and we were left alone. Minerva stooped down, gave me a hug, and we just kind of fused, and it was just this light. Fucking starlight.
Oh, that's so weird when you did that.
Fucking shit
your
going down.
webcam totally lit up. That's metal. I wonder what that
and fused into one, and I just came back. I came back to myself, and I just kind of lay there in silence, and I nothing happened for a while. No, I don't know how long. I was there for 2, 3, 5 minutes, an hour. I've no fucking idea, you know. Yeah. But even after this after bit when I'm just kind of lying there and thought, there was no bliss, no dejection, there was nothing, just nothing. Emptiness. Emptiness isn't the right word, because emptiness means that there was something there. You know, there's a box where inside it is empty. Just nothing. Nothing. My mind is blank. Void.
Okay.
You know. And then a doubt starts coming in, and I'm like, oh shit, she's gone. Oh fuck. Like, oh no. Like, I start getting upset. I'm like, oh no. Like, what have I done? Like, where's this gone? But then I was able to see that because I'm upset about it, I'm only upset because I'm perceiving that, I'm putting that onto it. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's a projection. I'm projecting being upset onto it. Mm. So if I can put being upset onto it, then I can actually, what the fuck am I doing being upset about? This is amazing, you know. And then
nice.
Just wow, whoa, like, you know, amazing Molly. You know, just my head went bow, wow, holy fucking shit. But it didn't last very long. Like, I've had these bliss moments before where they do last quite long. I've had it one time. It lasts for a couple of days.
Yeah, I remember.
This is very fast, but really intense.
The doctor's one was days, wasn't it? That's
yeah. But this was just bang, fast explosion in my head, and just going. I wrote down here. It was like, and then I started crying, and it was like that. You know that really. Men are so ugly when they cry. They're horrible. And
I'm extremely sexy when I cry. How dare you? I'm at my most beautiful.
The thing I wrote down here was like, it's like, you know, Sylvester Stallone is crying. And, I'm like that. Sexy. I'm just this sobbing mess of just emotion. Just what the fuck is going on? And that was it. Then I just stopped crying, and I gathered myself together, and I went down and started carving some wood.
Give it to the kids.
And that evening, then I went for a walk with the dog and just recorded everything I could remember. And
so when you say this is a dream, was
obviously.
this through it was a meditation rather than you dreamt at night? Like it was a more like it was, or what? When was?
Well, I lay down to meditate, but I don't know if I fell asleep.
Yeah, no,
I have
that's
no
what I
idea
mean.
if I fell
It's
asleep.
not just like it wasn't like last night I had this dream. It was like it was a
I meditated.
Yeah, cool.
I wanted to meditate on it. So
Did you make sure before it goes out to record the times as accurately as you can in case that's relevant later and stuff like that? Because that's something
What do you mean,
forget.
record the
You know,
times?
this is between 2:30 and 4:30. This is
No, I didn't do that.
Well,
Well, it would have been no, but I can
We'll
know
work it
when
out.
that was because
Yeah.
I go in for a walk with the dog. That's when I done it, and that's usually around midday sometime.
Yeah. So just you're meant to keep. One question out of all that is the Minerva bit at the end, the hug and is that the union? You reckon that's it? That's the thing that Marco and
Tommy, I have no fucking idea what happened. Man.
Well, contemplate it, dude. Because it would seem that like because that seems
Well, look,
unionistic.
I know what the
For the context of people listening is that there's a thing that Marco pointed out, and I think Duncan pointed out, but I'm not sure, of that a full proper HEA experience and knowledge conversation involves not seeing the angel as separate. And there was a kind of a thing, particularly in mine, but mine I'm pretty sure was the vision of the angel, not a knowledge conversation. That until the point where you don't see a duplicity, then it's not the full thing. But that feels like that's exactly what that was.
Yeah.
But only
yeah.
you know. Does the quality of her feel different now? Does it feel external still, or?
It's only been a couple of days. No, but like I think that kind of went a while ago anyway because I've known, I should say, learned a bit more about it. I'd known that so the way I've kind of seen myself is that well, I'm just like a fingernail on her. That's all I am. And these things are here to work out their shadows. And that's all we are. Like we're their shadows, but we also have our own shadows to work out. And once we work out our shadows, then we can unite with them. And that's how they work out their shadows, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
That's become my kind of understanding of it as well. That
I think the union was there already. I think this is just another goal. Another goal was scored in the match. Put that way.
Yeah.
You know, it's just this is the hat trick or something. You know, this is the because proper hat. This is the proper hat trick. Proper hat trick is a goal with the left foot, a goal with the right foot, and a header. This was the header.
Oh, I did not know that. There you go.
Yeah. Isn't that
now
cool,
it's just
isn't it?
3 goals or 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Not a perfect hat trick is called, not just a hat trick.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, enough with sports. I know woo people don't like sports at all.
That's that mightn't be true. I'm sure there's some sports people who like woo. That's amazing.
No,
man.
I don't.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know what to do, Tommy. I don't know what to do.
Well, I don't think you have to do anything. So I mean, there's no call to do anything other than I think there's some sort of I don't know missionary thing.
So what are these?
Okay.
So what the fuck do I do with these 9 things? Like, because
yes, you have to draw that out because that's something that needs to be visualized. So to fully understand, I would say so. That would be what I would next thing to do is actually draw that as an icon or something. You know, like
go again. What do you mean?
Draw it, like physically draw it. That this is what I see, and
tree
then
thing,
label
okay.
it. You know, like the way you see the tree of life in the different diagrams, or you see Yggdrasil or any of these things. Like I mean, the trees, like it's. And I could name 24 things where the tree represents the thing. You know, it's from Magia to literally Yggdrasil. Like it's there.
Back to Buddhism. Back to Buddhism and earlier. You know?
But yeah, I'd
sure,
like to see a kind of a pictorial representation of that. That would be something I would do. That would, if you ask me what would I do next, that's what I would do next.
Because there's one thing that I'll give you the 7 and the 9 of them again. So you have the 3 Shawns, 3 Shawns, idiot. Meditation, exploration, divination. So that would kind of explain my kind of journey into this stuff. Meditation is what everyone does. You do meditation first, then you explore it because you learn insights. And then divination is okay. So I eventually ended up with it. Well, I had your cards and I was using your cards, and then I was using I had the normal tarot, which I didn't like, and then I got Crowley's tarot, which I did like, and that's kind of what I was stuck with.
Yeah.
No, I messed around with runes and Ohm before, but they don't really speak to me. But whatever. The next one is the Underworld or Shadowland. There's 2 names of it. And you have the Guardian and the Ancestor.
Is that the trunk or what is that?
The trunk is the 3 Shawns, the meditation, exploration, divination. I don't know why. That's why I don't understand. I don't know why that's in the middle, not at the bottom.
Well, because the underworld has to be at the bottom.
Obviously, it's the underworld. Well, that's why. But like, you think steps 1 to 3 would be at the start.
I know. I get why it's in the middle. That would make sense because infinity in both directions. That kind of that thing.
Okay. So these were the guardian and ancestors. So the guardian is HGA. The ancestors I don't know, because it's like I've done some kind of meditations work with trying to talk to people on the other side or people before me and stuff, but not a lot. Like not a lot to be able to talk about it properly. You know. And then confrontation and rebirth, sure, that's facing your shadows. Rebirth is
back here again. Jesus.
Seeing the non-duality of things like HGA and God.
The thing about the tree as well, just because it's in my head and I have to say it, a tree grows that way. It grows down and up. So that's what.
Okay. Yeah. See, you're so much smarter than me, Tommie.
No.
Yes.
Just better all round.
We're a better person. Well, Jesus, I think the vast majority of people on this planet are better people than I am, but I do my best. Confrontation is meeting the shadows head on, and then rebirth is, I don't know, maybe this is kind of a crossing the abyss type of thing. Unity. Yeah, 7 to 9 it was unity, so I had strengthening, wisdom, and unity. Strengthening is, because I have other notes I wrote down about what I think these things are. Strengthening is flexing your meditation muscle, doing different types, becoming stronger and better at it, and not just, what's the word? So look, you learn Vipassana because you learn to be able to come back to your breath when you go too deep. You know, so this is like being able to go as far as you can, but also being able to come back when things get weird, you know?
Yeah.
Wisdom, I think wisdom here would be, bless you. I think wisdom here would be learning from all traditions that kind of speak to you. And then unity then is just the last step. That's the big cheese. That's, again, the non-duality of...
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you could definitely do a daily journeying thing to try and further investigate each limb of that. Like, what is strength, and just them type of things. But pretty cool, man. That's awesome. Like, I mean, awesome. Like, it's
weird, isn't it?
That's why you do these things. Like it's always fun when it works, isn't it? It's like and very surprising. Oh, this works. What? It's just you do these things and these things happen. It's sensational. Delight of you, man. That's that's like brilliant.
I don't know what to do though. Like, do I just sit with this, or do I just like, all right? What?
Yeah, that's what you do. You sit with it. I mean, like you meditate on it. You try,
but
let it.
Like how much of this is a dream?
It doesn't it's like Nogan sent me a message yesterday, Jason, and we were talking. We've interesting conversations. We're kind of half serious, half laughing all the time. But it's like that question: what's real? And I mean, that's the fucking big question. Like, what is real? And it's the thing that the first hour of Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris's podcast, where they couldn't work it out. They couldn't come to terms with it. So I mean, let's greater minds than us have been struggling with what is real for countless times. And is something not real? Bunny ears. What does that mean? It's like,
of course, yeah.
Is it? Oh, I always mix this up. Parmenides or Empedocles? Parmenides, I'm going to say, is that if we can think it, then it's real. Then that's because if we have a concept of it, then that's real. Whether that's a dream, any of those things. Of course, then that they went no Parmenides. That's not what it is at all. It's, but that's or it could be Empedocles. One or the other. Right? The whole thing is Kingsley confused in my head. But that's there's even from then that there has this thing. So it's all real. It's all not real. And
I know it's real, but I'm just like no, because like most times with the
problem, I suppose, is saying that this is the only thing that's real. That the UPG element of it, where you kind of demand now that I have discovered the secret of the universe. Now all of you must also. This is what it is, and everything else. I think that's when you're getting into come on, territory, you know.
Well, I mean, the first point to note is that anyone who follows this cult has to get 317 tattooed on their head. Okay, you got to show your commitment. Like, you know, I don't want your money. I don't want your money. I don't want
I'll take your money. I don't want your money, as Jim Rohn always says. I don't want your money. I'll take your money.
I'd spend your money. I'm not good with money. I'd become a drug addict. It would be very bad if I had money. So don't give me money, but you will have to commit your life. Your life to me, and you know, many of you will have to literally give your life, because I'm not, you know, I don't plan on dying, but like, you can stand in front of a truck for me, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, or
ramblings of a nut.
You know, adrenochrome. Send all your adrenochrome to me. So I also, just not to shit on your thing, because this is funny, but I also had a lucid dream that involved you. Yeah, and it's very funny. Yeah. But it's like not to the level of well, who knows what it means. But so I'm in a tower. And I've been sucked into this tower, and it's up the top, and it's a room full of, like, it's like a wizard's room, you know, but I'm on a couch, like a modern, it's also a wizard's room in a tower, but also kind of a flat, okay? So it's like, you know, one of those shitty rented couch things, you know, but, and there's a guy there or whatever, and you're there, but you're not there. I don't know, there's something about you, but it's not like quite your presence. It's as if you're either watching but you're there. I don't know, but I can't see you. That's the way. But you're also not a ghost. I don't know it's dreams. Like, who cares? But this guy come around, and he's starting to do these kind of magic things, symbols, and he's trying to do some sort of spell or something, whatever. And I go, who the fuck are you? And he goes, I'm Duncan Barford. I go, no, you're not. You don't look anything like it. He goes, no, I am. This is my astral thing. I'm here. I want to do something, there's some sort of magic thing. And he points over in the corner and goes, look at that, see that altar? And there's kind of a coffee table, you know, that you'd have a telly on, but the telly's not there. It's full of candles and weird voodoo stuff. And he goes, that's the altar to Tommie and Spud that I have going at all times. And I went, okay. And so then he's trying to do something. He's trying to extract something from me or something. And the room starts filling up with other people. And particularly kind of a lot of women and stuff like that. But no, it's not a sexy thing. It's just a lot of people start kind of being there or whatever. And
so ugly women, like? No,
but it's really good looking women, but it's nothing sexy. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Sexual.
Yeah. So anyway, I go, okay, right. This is good. Fully lucid. Like, this is as real as you know, when you feel like I'm right there.
I wish Spud was here. He'd love this.
Yeah. So I go, no, here's the thing. So I goes, right, hold on a minute. I'm going to invoke my HCA here. Just, so throw the symbol in the air, say the name 3 times, bam, pulled out, and nope, woke up.
Oh!
Yeah, I went, oh,
damn.
Right. Yeah, no, I was like, you know, get away from that shit. That's not good. That was the sense. You got pulled out of that one. So I was like, right, okay, Astral Duncan Barford. So I was like, I thought that was fun. But immediately woke up like, all right. Okay, what did I just avoid there? So
is Duncan fighting with you astrally?
Oh God! Can you imagine a magical war with Duncan? I'll tell you, Duncan, if you
kick your arse.
I immediately surrender. You win. There's no question. Whatever it is, don't do it. Try to extract stuff from my brain astrally. Email me, man. I'll just tell you, it's fine.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant!
Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, that's amazing. I mean, so now we have to go off and 3-2-1 process, bind these things and see. Like, I have far too much to bind in that. I need help. I need listeners. I need your help with this one. What?
I think the important thing out of it all is that you learned that a light on a stick is called a torch. I think that's the most important out of that vision. And it's the thing I will be taking away and holding close to my heart, knowing that finally Spud, I taught something to Spud and he's taken it on board. My job here is essentially done.
Now we fuse at the starlight.
Yeah. He's literally taken up the torch and run with it.
We can't beat that, Tommy. We may as well sign off here.
Yeah, we were going to talk about a documentary Braxis recommended for us. We'll do it next week. It's a bit...
which is hilarious. Yeah, you can watch it for next week. It's the, what's it called? JP Dobbs.
Bob Dobbs and the Church of the Subgenius. I'll leave a link, a cheeky link that I don't think is meant to be there, but it's on YouTube. But check it out and we can talk about it next week.
Very funny documentary about a parody religion, and it's good fun. It's good. It is great fun. Bye, Tommy.
Bye.